can't stop children from being bullies until you stop the adults from teaching them how. All people want to be included. All people want to be part of a group. And if they don't, they've usually been wounded in a way that they have withdrawn and shut down emotionally. Bullying is abusive behavior to get control, to get your way. Who bullies? Music videos show bullying. The clergy bully. We saw a big part of that on our televisions recently, a bullying pastor. We see it all the time. Members of our government, our parliamentarians, bully. It's a disgrace to watch them on television. It's terrible to take our students to Parliament to say this is how our government is run when they would be expelled from school for the very same behavior. It's not okay, but they do it, and they call that governing. TV shows role model it. Video games are full of it. Teachers bully in classrooms. Not as much as when I went to school. When I learned to be a teacher, I was taught how to give the strap. Times have changed. Employers, managers, all kinds of people who are in role authority over others bully. Doctors, in some cases, bully nurses. And I've had some horrendous stories from nurses. Parents bully. Spouses bully. Sports coaches bully. I had a man I did a lot of work with, speaking and counseling through the organization he worked for. One day he said to me, Marilyn, can I bring my son in? I don't have a very good relationship with my son. Could I bring him in? Could you give us a hand? So I said, sure. The son came in on the one condition, that his father wasn't in the session. So I said, okay, we'll do that. In came the son, 18-year-old, good-looking young man. And he said that he hates his father because his father is a bully. He goes to his sporting events and screams and yells and calls him names. And you know, you've all seen it. So I said, we're going to tell Dad. He says, I can't tell my dad that. I said, oh, yes, you can. So we called Dad in. Dad, your son has something to say. The father was shocked. The son said, I don't want you at my games, but I'm there to help you. You're not helping me. You're embarrassing me. You're humiliating me. There were tears and hugs between those two men at the end of that session. It only took one session with them together, one for me to figure out what was going on. I met that man years later and he thanked me. He said that was a changing point in his relationship with his son. Denial is another form of bullying. I never said that. I never used those words. That's not what I meant. You misunderstand everything I say. After a while, you start to feel kind of crazy around that kind of a bully. Loud threats. You'll be sorry if you tell. You'll be sorry. I'll get you. Coercion. Please don't tell. Let this be our secret. Don't tell anyone. If you tell, they won't like you. They won't love you. They will send you away. And that's the biggie way that pedophiles keep children quiet. They bully them into believing that I'm doing this because I love you. But don't tell anyone. It's our little secret. And if you tell anyone, they'll blame you. And so that shifting and blaming and coercion. Intimidation. If you think that hurt, you watch out. Because if I really get mad, you're going to get it. Isolation. No one likes you. All your friends talk about you behind your back. They really don't want you in their group. They just feel sorry for you. Or is what happens in many cases, kids who are put out into the hall to work. And everyone who goes up and down the hall sees them sitting out there all alone and figures, you're the bad kid, eh? You must have done something wrong. And so the humiliation and the isolation is another whole form of bullying. And if you ask the teacher who walked down the hall and said, Johnny, are you out here again? Thought they were acting as a bully, they might be surprised. Emotional abuse, refusing to talk to someone. I can never believe it, I guess because I'm such a talker. I can never believe people can live with other people and not talk for a month. When's the last time you and your husband had a discussion about this? Oh, we haven't talked for a month. What are you giving off, or what is a person that's being bullied giving off? Acting scared. Spending time alone in isolated places. Reacting to the flirting and the communication that is meant to bully you. Why were you flirting with her? Him. Why were you doing that? I was so upset. I was so humiliated. But what happens? They say, oh, you're overreacting. You're too emotional. You know, what's wrong with you? I wasn't doing anything. Ways to react to bullies. Do not accept blame or responsibility for something that is not your fault. Don't be so free with the sorries. You hit me to get your way, not because I did anything wrong. Don't shout at me like that. You can speak to me nicely. If you're not sorry, don't apologize, because I don't believe you. You need to admit that it hurt. And sometimes even kids and adults can overreact. So someone goes by and gives you a nudge, you go, oh, that really hurt. Oh, I didn't hit you that hard. You did so, it really, really hurt. And kids too, who make a big noise like that, often get the attention of adults, like on a schoolyard. Repeat your message. Have opinions. And for heaven's sakes, don't play the helpless female. Too many women spend more time and energy on what's on their face and how their hair is done than what's in their head. Stay safe. The most important thing you need to give to anybody who's being bullied is to stay safe. They need to accept that safety is their job. As much as we want to say somebody else will keep us safe, safety is a personal job. Each of us must learn ways to stay safe. We must hold abusers accountable. We must set role models by our words and our deeds. We need to treat other people with respect. And when there is a problem, address the problem, not the person.